Rowers think ahead, solve problems before they happen, and then Rower Plus, the next level up, aren't they? They're proactively looking for areas of growth or improvements in the business and figuring out how to do it. And they're coming to you with the ideas. So this is actually a coaching tool, just helping us to stop and look at what our team looks like and how we can help them to move forward, basically. Because we have the image at the beginning of the coach, and as the coach looks across the pitch, they've got to identify where each individual is, basically, on the boat, and help them to move forward. So might want to take a few notes here. So on the x-axis, we got aligned to company values, whether the people are low or high in terms of alignment. The y-axis, we got the performance. How are they performing? Is it a low performance or is it high performance from these individuals? So what we want to be able to do is to identify where people are. So in the bottom left-hand corner here, box is people who are not performing well, low to medium performance, and their alignment to the company values is low to medium again. They don't operate the way you want to. It's a bit of a warning here on these. Sometimes people can be a bit, you can't see them sometimes. They look like they're doing really well, but they're not necessarily working that hard. So we want to help these people to move forward. They need to perform better. They can't stay there. We can't just accept that they are it's not a nice word, is it, deadwood, but it sort of explains, doesn't it? They're not helping. Does that make sense? It's like a dead weight in the boat, basically. This is dealing with behavioral issues within the business. So it's identifying who those people are. As a manager or as a leader, nobody should be failing on your watch. Your role as a manager, leader, coach is to help people to improve. So we need to move these people on, help them to perform better, or to maybe succeed in the right place. They have to succeed. That's your job as a manager, to help them to succeed. So it could be they succeed better in a different role in the business. If they don't want to come and live by the values of the business, we may be able to help them to succeed somewhere else. So give them an opportunity to succeed somewhere else in a different environment that's going to suit them better. Yeah. So identify those anchors in the business. Then we got our workhorses, which are our passengers and passenger pluses. So these people they're really good people in themselves in terms of they're aligned to the values that you have as a business, but their performance is low. They're working really hard and they're rowing away, the workhorses, but the performance is low. Can you think of any reasons to why their performance would be low, even though they've got really good values?
Equipped with what they need to do the role.
Yeah, so they may not be equipped with the right resources to do that. Yeah. Anything else?
They just get the job done. They're not bothering if the job's done to any sort of particular high standard or if there's anything they new they can bring to it. They're just making sure the job gets done.
Yeah, yeah. So if the making sure it's just getting done, but not particularly to a high standard, is what you said there, John. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you say high standard, what do you mean?
More sort of say if there's a task that needs to be done, they've not brought any additional value to it. They've just done the thing that needed. Like I said, they just got the job done. That was like, can you do this for me? Here's this thing I've done. It's not like I've done what you asked me to do, but I've also done this because I know it'll get more impact here or there or wherever. Am I making sense there?
Yeah, could that be like where you tell someone to do it and they do it,
Yeah.
but they're not doing anything else, even if there's a conflict or they've got good reasons to not do it, they'll just do it. It's something like that.
Say it again, Joe. Say it again, sorry.
I'm trying to articulate it in my head. Where you just say they'll just do the bare minimum just to put at a minimum level.
Okay. Have you got an example of that? You just think about in real life where you're going to get service somewhere, and someone's just doing it and they're just doing the job. Can you get an example of that? Anybody got any examples of that?
Yeah, it's like when you go, say, to get a coffee or go to Greg's, and they serve you, but there's no, like, I don't know, they're not smile or, you know, like, yeah, you know, like a server that just does their job, but doesn't actually go any above or beyond to make your experience any better, or
Yeah, they turn up every day for work,
Then
don't
would
they?
that be the other? Would that be the other way? Would that be more of a higher performance but less aligned to company values? I suppose it depends on the company values as well. To be fair, doesn't it? But
yeah.
It's
yeah,
good.
performance is to get the job done, but the company values
Oh,
might
yeah.
be more inclined to
yeah.
we give you that little bit
Negotiable
more.
about it.
Actually, it's low performance, isn't it, that we're looking at? So they're doing what they're supposed to do as a Greg's employee. They're asking all the questions, but they're not making you feel great, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
You're really nice, but they give you the wrong pie.
yeah.
That's it.
So the question
So,
was the question, why is a workhorse a workhorse?
Yeah, I don't know
Why
what
are-
workhorse
if-
do.
Why are they
You
being a
actually-
passenger?
is it the fact that sometimes you need them people in the role as well? Or not? No?
We want them to be really rowing really well, not just a passenger. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
so, right, yeah.
So maybe
So-
they haven't been exposed to decent coaching yet.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just,
Motivation?
yeah, motivation. Sometimes they've been wrongly promoted into a role, or they don't actually know how to do the job. So the training hasn't been
Yeah.
good enough. Does that make sense?
Sorry, I have got an example. Sorry, I worked in a car sales company, and we had a guy who worked in the sales department. He loved Fords. He loved them. So he was so aligned to the company values, but he was a terrible salesperson. So yeah, he was in the wrong role, but in the right company.
Perfect. That's a great example. So he's either in the wrong role or he hadn't been trained either properly as well. So it could be both, couldn't it?
Still there.
Still there. Is he still there
20
now?
years later. 20 years later, yeah.
Okay. This is
But
interesting.
still
actually.
nobody's doing anything about it.
And that's poor management, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, poor management, yeah.
Yeah, so you can have that eagerness and willing to do it, but there's certain things that prevent them from. It could be the resource or it could be coaching.
Yeah.
This is how important it is. So that's quite interesting actually. So he had the values, but he just wasn't
Yeah.
good. So we need
Yeah.
to help. We need to help that person. Then there's the Mavericks, and these people sort of vacillate throughout time. Basically, they're performing really well, but their attitude stinks. Not aligned to company values. So they could be performing really well. Let's go back to the salesman example you gave there. I could be a really good salesman. I'm making loads of sales, but I cut corners. I don't ask all the questions that I'm supposed to ask for financial regulation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
They're
people,
not
the
part
people.
of the team.
Yeah.
They can be quite selfish.
So I've worked
Yeah.
with a couple of these in sales role, and because they do high performance and they bring in money, they get to stay in that role, and a lot of the, say, processes get looked by. And they don't have to adhere because they're so good at that.
They
Yeah.
make the money for the
Dangerous,
company,
isn't
so that, yeah.
You find that in national hearing care companies.
Mm.
Always top sellers. They just sell for fun.
Yeah.
And they've got the highest figures, but they've also got the highest cancellation rates.
But
There you
And
go.
they've also,
Yeah,
got a team
yeah.
of people covering the mistakes and correcting their audiograms and
yeah.
cutting
Yeah.
the tail.
There you
But
go.
the management look on balance, still bringing in enough money. So let's just look at
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah. So there you go. So that's the brilliant example there in our industry there you can look at there. So, but really, what we should be looking for as a business is A players. Really, we don't want mavericks on the boat, basically. So we want those people who are really aligned to company values, or we can help these people to become aligned to company values. We want the very best, and that's how to build the very best team. That absolutely gels together.
I think they'd be the hardest ones. In my experience, they're the hardest ones.
To coach also.
Probably, yeah.
To do what, Lisa? To control, you say? What's that?
Yeah, the Mavericks I find are the hardest personalities to try and change or to coach. I think they'd be the most difficult.
Yeah. Well, it's same thing. It's just
I don't
questions.
know.
We just ask questions and we ask open
Potentially, the
questions.
most challenging at times, but then if you got someone who's dead like Deadwood, or they're just not interested in doing it, they won't even listen to you to start with.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
stony ground there, isn't it?
So these are the challenges that we face, and it's just identifying where people are. And then we got the superstars. They're the rower pluses, basically. The rowers and the rower pluses, basically. They consistently perform well. They align to the company's values. They're great team players, usually very popular. They're reliable. They're awesome. We need to wrap those people in cotton wool and then put barbed wire on the outside so nobody can pinch them. Yeah. And what they turn up because we grow them. We grow superstars. And I say that on the basis that most of us are average, aren't we? Always makes me laugh when you look at movie stars and then you look at everybody else walking down the high street. There's not many people that like movie stars, is there? Because most of us are average. It's just the way it is. So most of us are average in our performance as well. We might recruit the odd movie star. We might recruit the odd superstar, basically. We might recruit them if we're lucky. But generally speaking, we have to, as managers, as leaders, grow our people and coach them. So move people from Deadwood to be workhorses, to be superstars, or Deadwood out of the business. Does that make sense? Or workhorses and moving them up to be superstars. So it's intentional. We make them through coaching the people. Yeah. If we tell people what to do, we can sometimes create mavericks and anchors in the business, the Deadwood in the business. We coach to create superstars. So if you've got a team that you're managing, before you do a review each quarter with them, just ask. I've asked this question before, but where are they in the boat? Does that make sense? Are they anchors? Are they passengers? Are they rowers? Are they rower pluses? Or are they mavericks? Okay. And mavericks can be anywhere on the boat on any given day. Just difficult people to deal with. Yeah. Turn up one day, they're brilliant. Next day, they're like slowing everything down and being difficult. Where are the people in our department? And how can we coach them? So going back to that point that was made earlier this morning, where does the coaching start? What does it start with for the individual? Do you remember the expression you used, John? You said it.
Oh yeah, the awareness.
Awareness, yeah. So we need to help them to be aware. Does that make sense? So that's where the coaching starts, with awareness. So we help these individuals to become aware of how they're behaving, basically. Okay.
This is really interesting from a recruitment perspective, because on one of the videos that you sent us where she talks about motivation and why people are motivated, it's making sure we recruit the right people that aren't a maverick in the first place.
Yeah.
And we understand what motivates them. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of linked into that. Yeah.
Spot on. As far as we're concerned, recruitment is a deselection process, not a selection process. We got a bunch of smarties. We're just looking for the blue one.
Yeah, and in that video, I know she said in research, people will make that hiring decision in 3 to 5 minutes, and they usually make it in an unconscious way. So if they're like them, and you don't want to have everyone like yourself, or because there'll be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it must be hard